Hello, welcome to Juniper Level Botanic Garden, the home of Plant Delights Nursery. Let's look at a group of plants that are absolutely superb for the shade garden. The Solomon seal. The Solomon seals are Polygonatum, means many knees because of the jointed rhizome underground. And they are spring blooming. This one is basically mostly done. These were lovely little pendulous white flowers with a touch of green at the throat. We also like to eat them. A lot of the best of the flowers, we only eat the flowers. They taste like garden peas, spring peas. And this is Polygonatum odoratum, an absolutely glorious cultivar called angel wings. It's much like the common variegated one, but with far broader cream border to the leaf. They will tolerate a fair amount of sun. This one with this much white in the leaf, I think, is a bit happier with a bit more shade. Just average soil, not soil that suffers from drought, but just sort of average soil. If you can grow hostas and acubas and other things, the Solomon seals will be happy. Now, part of this patch is disturbed because I had to dig up a big shrub yesterday, but I'm going to root up one of these pieces, and this one is not going to cooperate, but let's try some others. Well, you're just going to have to take my word for it. It gets its common name, Solomon's seal, named after King Solomon, because these are the rhizomes, the underground Oh, there's a little example. These are the rhizomes, and rhizomes are underground stems. And when these modified stems that look like leaves, when they go dormant in the fall and they abscise from the stem, the leaf scar is sort of this indent. I hope this shows up. Yeah, you see how it's an indentation in the rhizome? Well, that looks like years ago, like when I was a little kid, legal documents were sealed with wax, and a person whose job was to notarize or seal a legal document had a special ring, and they would put a glob of wax to seal an envelope and then press down in the wax and the ring had some sort of mark that indicated who the person was. And so this looks a little bit like the wax seal on a legal document, and for some reason they decided to name it Solomon's seal, or King Solomon's seal. So I hope that's clear. Now, if you're dividing Solomon's seal, you can divide the rhizome into several pieces, because these dormant buds will grow once they're separated from the lead part of the stem. So this one you could get 2 or 3 divisions out of that one rhizome. And right there we have a real interesting Solomon seal, one of the real tiny ones. Polygonatum humile meaning dwarf or low, and I'm casting a shadow, but you see it's just maybe 3 inches tall, but with the very typical flowers of a Solomon seal. There are a few species of Solomon seal with sort of red-orange flowers, but nearly all the species have cream-colored flowers. This is yet another selection of Polygonatum odoratum. It's one that Tony selected when he was at Chanticleer Garden in eastern Pennsylvania. with permission, I should add. And he named it Chanticleer. It has this almost silvery underside to the leaf. It's really lovely. And on a breezy day, they sort of flash that silver underside. Big, broad foliage, and in this spot where it's getting quite a bit of sun in late afternoon. This is a really large cultivar of Polygonatum odoratum. It's a different subspecies. It's Polygonatum odoratum variety Maximo witchii. Sorry, Mr. Maxo witchii, I messed up your name. And the cultivar is Moon Tower. Just look at the size of those individual leaflets. It has a lovely little margin to the leaves. Beautiful architecture to the plant. We have this in several other locations in the garden where it's in quite a bit of sun, and it puts up with that, with the sunnier location as well. Another selection of Polygonatum odoratum is one called Red Legs. I'll let you figure out how it got its name. And here, nicely combined with a Trillium fetidissimum, clouded skies. A lot of silver in those leaves. Yeah. Not full size because I dug most of this mass last year and sent a good part of it to the nursery so that we could offer it for sale. We like to share. I really like the biggest of the Solomon seals. This is one of our own hybrids. It's Polygonatum ex-maricatum. It's a hybrid between falcatum and I'm forgetting the other parent. Let me see, I'm pretty good at reading labels. Martinii, falcatum by Martinii, and we've given it the cultivar name of Winsome Wonder, but so tall. If it was upright, it would be 6 foot. It's nearly 4 foot tall with its lovely arching stems. And here with two gorgeous shade plants, our native maidenhair fern, Adiantum pedatum, referring to a foot. I guess the arrangement of the fronds, the divisions of the fronds are a little bit like a foot. And then this Boehmeria, a lovely variegated form of Boehmeria. Boehmerias are in the nettle family, but they are not stinging nettles. And they're herbaceous perennials, and they keep this brilliant yellow color all through the summer. And that's, Boehmeria solar eclipse. The Polygonatum Winsome Wonder we don't currently have available, but we are working on it, and maybe in a few years we'll have plants of it to offer. I might be the first one in line to buy one.
Okay, ready.
This is a hybrid Solomon seal named Giganteum. It's a giant to somebody. I'm not sure who, but it certainly is a real heavy bloomer. And these flowers are especially tasty, but I'll let you find that out for your own. And in the front of it are a bunch of smaller plants. Last fall, I needed to dig most of this clump for the nursery. And the nursery just wants the lead part of the rhizome. We saw some rhizomes a little while ago in the video. And I planted the back part of the rhizome. They'll all grow, and those dormant buds on the rhizome will all grow, but because they put up multiple stems, they're not full size in their first year, but probably a year from now they'll be up to full size. As I mentioned, a rhizome is an underground stem. And just like you cut back your chrysanthemums or your asters or your coleus so they branch out, the same thing happens to an underground stem that we call rhizomes. If you cut off the lead part of the stem, all those dormant buds will grow. So don't ever throw them away. They'll in time make the better plant than just one lead stem. Thank you very much for your time today, and I hope to see you again in the garden.